Welcome back, Nick Lenz's Comic Corner, Classics slash non-classics. This is episode number 259 and Doubleshot number 191. Okay. First up, it's the final trade for the Superman Death of Superman trade. This is Superman Doomsday. This is collecting the two miniseries and an annual that came out like right afterwards. Like, what happened to Doomsday afterwards? And what's his backstory? The Doomsday annual is basically his origin story. That's simply what it is. Yeah, he was creating some planet and he was shoot off to space and stuff like that. There's also the Doomsday Wars 1, 2, 3, and Superman slash Doomsday Hunter slash Prey 1, 2, 3. Now the writing in here is done by 4 different writers: Dan Jurgens, Jerry Ordway, Louise Simonson, Roger Stern. Now, Jurgens does, he just does the Hunter Prey miniseries and the Doomsday Wars. Doomsday Annual has got 4 stories. Actually 5. Communion is done by Jerry Ordway. Showdown is done by Jurgens. Some Saying Fire is done by Louise Simonson. In Blackest Night is done by Roger Stern. And Jerry Ordway does the last one. Which is called Requiem. Yeah. What happened to him? Yeah, apparently he got freed and then he got sent to Apocalypse. Yep, and he basically beat the living crap out of Darkseid. Here's a sample of the artwork in here. The artwork is freaking gorgeous in this book. This is really, really good. Now, I think I know the reason why they did this. Is because they just wrapped up on the storyline, what happened in the whole thing with the Death Return of... They just wrapped up the storyline, Death Return of Superman. That's why I figured, though, I'm sure some of the others were like, yeah, some people who are doing this, yeah, we just wrapped the storyline. We're not going to do... We're going to take a break from doing major storylines in Superman for a little while. So Jurgens was like, okay, what if I took this material and turn it into a miniseries? And they're like, sure, go ahead. And that's where the Doomsday Wars come in. Yeah, and Hunter slash Prey, that's just the follow-up to it. And everything in here is really good. This is actually one of the more thinner ones. This one only has about 8 issues. This is actually one of the more shorter ones of all 5 trades. It's still really good, and I give it a 9 out of 10. I do recommend it. Yeah, Superman... Doomsday versus Darkseid. Awesome. And he actually gives Darkseid beating he had never received. Probably the worst beating he's ever received from a... And of course, in the Doomsday Annual, that's when basically one of the stories in there is how Darkseid first knew of Doomsday when Doomsday attacked the planet that basically... with the princess of that world, he was forced into arranged marriage, arranged her with him by his mother. And during that particular story, he refers to Steppenwolf as uncle because Steppenwolf is Darkseid's uncle, and Steppenwolf refers to him as nephew. He's actually the only blood. He's actually one of the very few blood relatives that. He's actually the only blood relative that Darkseid trusts. He doesn't, even though he cares about Kellerback, but he can't kill him because, even though he's failed him repeatedly. He can't kill him because he loved his mother so much. Yeah. Alright, next up, another Superman trade, Superman Sacrifice. This book contains, let's see, we have Superman, Volume 2, issues 218 and 220, Action Comics 219, Superman, Wonder Woman, Volume 2, issues 219 and 220. There is some Superman issues in here. Well, other Superman issues. I know that, let's see. I'm trying to find the right page here. Okay, here we go. Avengers of Superman 642 to 643. Yeah. Now, there's a few different writers in here. We have Greg Rucka, Gail Simone, and Mark Dar, I think it's in English. Tony Stevens writing in here, artwork in here. Now the Superman issues, the regular Superman issues, those are done by, if I can find the writing. Okay, here we go. Rucka, I believe, does the Wonder Woman issues. Gail Simone does Action Comics. I'm trying to find the right page in here. It doesn't really list it. It really doesn't have the right page of who does the writing and art. Well, the artwork, yes, definitely. But as for the writing, I don't know. Rucka was not writing Superman at this point, so he was writing Wonder Woman, so I know that one. Simone was writing Action Comics, and I think that Mark Vidine, I think that's how you pronounce the person's name, he was probably doing Adventures Superman and Superman itself. Basically, Superman and Superboy, and then of course is explained, Superboy's acting really weird. He was acting really weird in Attack Teen Titans. Turns out he was being mind controlled by Lex Luthor. And here, Superman is being mind controlled, and the person doing it is Maxwell Lord. Yep, Maxwell Lord. Here's some artwork. Now, there's an infamous page. I will show it briefly, but this happens in, and this is what, this is probably by far one of the most controversial things Wonder Woman has ever done, as it relates to, because Maxwell Lord is controlling Superman, and the only way to stop him is basically to do this. Stop his mind control. She snaps his neck. Yes. It's one of the most infamous scenes that's ever been shown online. I only showed that briefly for a good reason, because of how somewhat graphic it is. And from this point forward, Maxwell Lord is dead for the next 3 years, until he's resurrected in Blackest Night. Yep. Maxwell Lord becoming a villain. I've actually spoken to Kevin McGuire, one of his creators, and he did not like the heel turn at all. He hated it. Maxwell Lord turning bad, killing Ted Kord, brainwash. I forgot about this point, but he actually hated the fact that Maxwell Lord was evil. Keith Giffen, basically in the series Generation Lost, actually corrected the mistake that he actually corrected the retcon that Jeff Johns basically did in Count of Infinite Crisis as it relates to Maxwell Lord. But Count of Infinite Crisis, as far as DC Rebirth is concerned, has been completely retconned out of existence, despite the fact how good it is. Yep, it's good, but the biggest sin of the book is the fact to kill Ted Kord. I'm sure Steve Ditko was not happy with the fact DC killed off one of his most prominent characters, kill off a character he created that way. But, of course, the whole thing with Wonder Woman killing Max Lord, that is followed up in the Manhunter series, not in her own title. Yeah, for some reason I thought it was a good idea to continue the storyline, and she's actually on trial. Of course, she's later, all the charges against her dropped as a result of her killing Maxwell Lord. All the issues in here are really good. It's just basically a countdown to Infinite Crisis. It's just a tie into it. But this is still really good. And Superman is actually completely in character, despite the fact he actually, at one point during Max Lord mind controlling, he beat Batman to a pulp. Yep, and a bunch of other people. And people were somewhat afraid of him. And good reason. Max Lord is the reason for it. But Max Lord is because of his mind powers, he just gets away with anything. I give this book 8.5 out of 10. I take the half point because of what happened with Maxwell Lord. Alright, that's it for this episode. Stay tuned for the next episode, which should be episode 260 and Doubleshot number 192. Okay? Till then, see you there. Bye.